Why are
And we're live.
Okay. Well,
Again.
Okay. We were live, but very quiet.
Very
and
quiet.
Now we're live and not so quiet.
Large and in charge.
I
like
hope
this.
you're all hearing us. If you're not, please send us a message. We're doing okay. Mayor's update at the Elgin County Railway Museum, right?
It is.
In the Enchanted Forest. If you can see behind us, you're seeing just a small sampling of what we're able to see out in front of us.
Incredible
If you
vista.
have not been here yet to see the Christmas trees at the Elgin County Railway Museum, you are Scrooge. This is about as festive as it gets, and there's still a couple that are kind of in partial decoration, but most of them are just spectacular. Every business in town that I could think of has a Christmas tree. Most of the service clubs and service organizations have a Christmas tree. And it's amazing as you wander through, you say, hey, that's a great tree. And then you say, hey, wait, I know those guys. That's Adobe Home Comfort. That's
beautiful.
That's, Simply Pure Water. It's incredible what there is here.
Yeah.
And if you remember the days of certainly driving through Pinafore Park to see Fantasy of Lights, I got to tell you, this railway group has made it real easy for you to wander through in a climate-controlled atmosphere.
I do like the climate-controlled portion where it's not just sleeting or snowing down. You can make a plan.
Come on
you can
out.
be there.
Yep.
You know it's going to be okay. You're going to have a good time with your family.
Yep.
Even if you have little kids, you can come out.
Come on out and see. All right.
Just remember this air conditioning in the summer, okay?
Yeah. No.
What?
How do we keep it this cool? July 14th. Yeah. No. It's You will know that this is the Railway Museum, and it's cool in the winter and hot in the summer in here because it is a former workshop. That's what it is. And for those of you that look at, I know most people now have seen the Railway Museum and in its classic glory of restored cars and railway heritage. But when you add Christmas to an event like this, look, just so you know, Stephanie and I have been watching 5 or 6 Christmas movies a night. I am a Hallmark Christmas movie junkie, and I cry at almost every one of them. But this brings Christmas to your heart. It brings you to say, this is what communities used to do together. These are the types of things. If you haven't been through here yet, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of every weekend between now and Christmas, and is by donation. It's
By
just
donation,
come on in and
yeah.
see, right? We want you to be able to see how great this is. And how many people visited last weekend?
1,500
1,500 people visited.
1,500.
first weekend. So that's a good thing.
And it's a weekend it was a busy weekend. We were doing Light Up Talbot.
my
We were
goodness.
doing a bunch of Christmassy thing.
Yeah.
But everything this year is Christmas. Hey, why don't you come out and look at the trees on Friday or Saturday before the Santa Claus parade, or go to the
Park
Santa
here.
Claus parade? Well, hey, park here and walk over to Talbot. That's a
Right.
great idea.
Oh, wonderful idea.
Yeah, there's lots of parking here, and the trails go through. So look.
Have we introduced our guest yet?
No, we haven't. I started talking and haven't stopped yet because that's what I do professionally.
This is Wil Zufelt, the CEO of the Railworks Coalition.
We've had Wil on before, right? But this is, I keep saying it, it's about as spectacular as it can be, right?
Well, we're here for the ribbon cutting on, was it Friday, I think, right? At 2. And it was just, I walked in, it was the first time I saw it, and it was just incredible, all these trees. I know Lily, my daughter, came on the Friday that evening as well and loved it. And the Lego.
The Lego display.
The Lego display.
See, now, he was telling me about Lego. Kyle was
Yes.
telling me about Lego at an event they had a weekend ago. And I went, okay, Lego. All right. Yeah. See it. It's spectacular.
It's next
it is
level.
like
It's something else.
wow. Right?
Yeah.
You can wander through here, and this is my second time, and I know I've got to come back way more often. Glad we chose to do Mayor's Update here tonight. You will never see everything in this display.
No.
You will wander by some, because if you start at one end or start at another, or start in the middle, or be where we are tonight, you're and tonight we're here in the dark.
Yeah.
Right? Because there was still light out the other day when we were here for the
It's a
ribbon
different
cutting.
building.
It is a completely different atmosphere, and the joyousness of this Christmas spectacular. And I'm not being over the top. You got to come in and see.
I think you're underselling it.
Well,
Yes, stop talking about it.
if we could, if we could just flood the floor and skate.
Ah, that's a great idea.
No, it's
Yeah.
going to get a lot colder out. No,
Oh.
right? But it's that type of, as I said, I've been watching Hallmark movies, and this is like what you see in some of the town squares, or the tree lighting, or other things. I so badly want to be the mayor in a Christmas movie now.
You are right now.
Well, some of them are very mean mayors, and some are very joyous and fun mayors. I want to be the latter. But hey, folks, we're here tonight, and we want you to ask questions of Wil on how did this start, and how did it happen, and how look at it, and how do you get out to see it. We've been talking about it since we were here cutting the ribbon last week. And look, I got to tell that story too. I look in my calendar and I say to Melissa, "What is this?" She says, "Christmas trees at some museum." That was her words to me. Right? Now, Melissa is just back after a year off on maternity leave. So I said, "Okay, let me look." And I looked. I said, "Okay, it's the Railway Museum. Christmas trees. Okay, great." And I'm supposed to what? She said, "Cut the ribbon. They're opening the thing. The mayor has to go." I went, "Okay." And I thought, well, I'm going to walk into, I don't know, 20 or 30 Christmas trees, right?
Yeah.
You know, how big can this thing be? I walked in and I was speechless. I mean, absolute. And that's hard for me because I talk all the time. But it was incredible. And then I moved around and there was more.
Yeah.
And then I went to another piece and there was more. And they said, "Come sit in the sleigh." I went, "Okay, don't know why I'm doing that, but I'll go do there." And then from there, you can see a plethora of Christmas trees. You're right. I'll keep talking about Christmas trees if you make me so. Well, where'd the idea come from? How did this start?
Well, before I say that, I want to say one thing about the Lego.
Yes.
Like Kyle Ralph did a great thing.
Yes.
Next year, Kyle is expanding that. He's doubling it next year.
Yes.
And he's already starting to build City Hall.
Yeah.
Out of Lego.
Oh,
remember when we tried to do that out of gingerbread?
I'll never forget
It
that
was an epic
experience.
failure.
We're not doing gingerbread
No.
in here.
The
squirrels have a halo.
creative.
No.
Yeah.
Right. And had we read the rules, we wouldn't have tried to do it as big as we did it. But it ended up getting bigger and bigger. I want to see Kyle's City Hall. And then we may have to take it from him and expropriate. Yeah. Sorry,
Wow.
this Lego's now ours.
It just happened that quick.
Yeah.
Perfect. So how did this happen?
Yeah.
My lovely wife, Tracy, and I, we were in Kamloops, BC, walking through a Sheridan property. I always stay at Sheridan properties because they used to be a big tenant here, SPG. And so we were walking through one, and there was a Christmas tree lit up. And I went, why do we not have this in St. Thomas? Because it was right around Christmas. And we said, there's not the fantasy of lights there anymore at the Pinafore Park. And went, this is it. There's our answer. Because we were trying to find out, how do we showcase this great building in the winter, and how can we use this space? And I went, hey, Christmas tree. And then, I went back to Ashley and said, Ashley, what do you think? And of course, if you know anything about Ashley, the answer was yes. Yeah. I love Christmas. That was Ashley's words. Right. And then it was like, we should do something. So then we were kind of floating it around, talked over some other staff. And then Rose did a pretty good job of it last year, set up, we had about 100 trees in here. And then knowing Ashley, let's go bigger, let's go better. And her and Lindsay got a hold of this. Look at all the space
there is still.
Oh, I know.
And Lindsay and Ashley took it from 88 trees from last year, just a small corner, to 305 trees this year.
305
trees.
And you mentioned Fantasy of Lights. This becomes a way to do Fantasy of Lights without having to be outdoor or without having to camp out every night, because that's what used to have to happen with Fantasy of Lights, to kind of guard your displays and stuff. You close up, people's perfectly great, beautiful looking Christmas trees are safe and sound. And the next day, more people come and look at them. Right?
Yeah.
So we're celebrating the rail history in here of St. Thomas.
Yes.
Which is our mandate of what we do every day. Yep. And we have some great Christmas trees. So people coming in and saying, hey, that's amazing Christmas trees, but look at the size of that train and so on. And
how many of the 1,500 had never been here? I mean, it's hard to guess that anymore because we keep finding it.
70% of the people go, I had no idea this existed.
And so they do wander around like I do and go, wow, look at that tree, look at that tree. But hey, look at that engine. And the kids just go, Dad, that's a train. Yeah. Right inside with the Christmas trees.
It looks like just we can you guys can't see the train here, but we can see it off. And it's just like with the trees and the massive train.
Yeah.
It really provides the scale.
Yeah.
We've got a question. Bradley Clift is saying, how many businesses decorated trees?
There's 115 sponsored trees this year.
115 sponsored trees.
Yeah.
Incredible.
From it's mostly just St. Thomas. But
the Chamber of Commerce and local businesses and downtown businesses and a number of others, and then service organizations,
city councilors.
City
councilors.
has it. Yep. They didn't let Joe be creative, but they went ahead and did
That's
it.
right.
And
They
did a
did
great
it.
job. See if you can find the City of St. Thomas tree, right? And my business Wendy's also has a tree.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But not only do you have to find the City of St. Thomas tree, you also have to find the pickle.
There's a pickle ornament. And apparently, and because we also put Salzgitter, our German sister city, on there, there's a German tradition about, and Lori was telling us this last night at council. There's a pickle hidden on the Christmas tree, and if you're an adult, you find it, it's good luck. And if kids find it, there's even a ballot for them to win something if they find the pickle on the city Christmas tree. So
even Councillor Tara McCulley's watching right now.
Oh,
so
hi, Tara.
Thanks for joining us,
Way to
Tara.
go. Thanks for the work you did. You guys did a super job on the tree.
And the pickle moves too. So
Oh, no,
it's in different
it's not
spots.
always the same spot.
Yeah. So you have to go find it again.
Hiding behind an elephant.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Rick and Morty show called Pickle Rick where the pickle's alive. I don't know if is that your inspiration for this? Or?
We don't know. It's a German tradition. That's all I know. Okay. So we're looking for your questions tonight, obviously, about this, the Railway Museum and the trees. Is there a name for this event?
Christmas Spectacular.
Okay, I'm going with that, right? Because it is spectacular.
It's incredibly spectacular.
Right.
Sean Dyke says, count the EDC in for next year.
Okay.
Perfect.
So,
boom.
the EDC will also have a tree. What, do we just hang money on it? Sorry, that's the economic development. We'll find a way to represent what the EDC does in St. Thomas also.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
Oh, and Tracy, your wife, is saying that she loves the Wendy's tree. Very creative.
It is. There's free hamburgers on it, but there's also chili and fries and other. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Again, don't count on me.
Yeah, and then Sharon Montgomery Anderson saying loves Wendy's tree and the Cobb's bread as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
See, the businesses in town love this kind of thing if you can be involved. And what's it take? Right? How much effort is it to add something like this to your community event, right? And make it so that the smile of kids, the smile of wives, the smile of husbands, the smile of people coming. Hey, if you love trains, you're going to love it. If you love Christmas, you're going to love it. If you love creativeness and art, like my artist friend here, you're going to love it. It's and the ideas are endless. I see multicolored trees over there where the branches have been dyed. I see different light displays and different ways of decoration. This is just incredible. You know, I spent some time when I was first married, or even maybe the year before that, where I put a large garbage bag over my Christmas tree and took it downstairs.
Yeah.
And then next year it was real easy to bring up a decorated tree. Right?
Was this a live tree or
no? It was an artificial tree.
Okay, I was going to say that if it was a live
that
tree,
would be a fire
it wouldn't
hazard.
work out very well.
Right. But look at these, how beautiful these are. It's almost like you wouldn't want to undecorate them. Come after Christmas.
That's incredible. It's so hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, like, for Jess, my wife, it's taking the lights down is the hardest thing, I think, for Christmas. And
well, I was explaining to Will before you came tonight that the cottage is kind of a winter wonderland of cottage effect, bears and deers and buffalo plaid. We have to go up there and finish the lighting outside. I know whose job that is.
Yeah.
So that's happening. But in the condo here, we almost do nothing. That's the Christmas place, and it's put on the Christmas movies and finish the decorations.
Love it.
The best comment I got is over the weekend. It was the Saturday. Someone said, "This is the sense of community."
Well, you see it, and it is that. And more than one thing in the last month has brought that tears to my heart of what the community can do when it works together, whether it's Tiny Hope or some of the other stuff that is just real sense of community. Look at this. Go around and count the businesses, count the people who said, I want to be part of that community event in what is becoming the heart of event space in our community.
100%.
It is just great.
Yeah.
And if it was, as soon as we start to see some snow falling in the sky, this would be the place to come in and visit.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
It just will.
You
And
make that happen?
well, was told once by Reverend McPherson, Mr. Preston, I need to remind you, it is my boss, not yours, that controls the weather. And I lived with that sense and have never predicted weather again. Steve Peters was at that event, and he reminds me of it most of the time.
Perfect.
Question, are all the trees real or some artificial?
They're all artificial.
From a fire point of view, I
From
assume
a
it would be.
fire point of view, the one real Christmas tree we have lit up is in front of City Hall.
Yes, and it is. And we turned those lights on last week, and you counted down. And
Sure
I was
did.
amazing how fast you could remember to go from 5 to 1.
It's recorded for
What
all
a
time.
fun event that was. Light up Talbot.
We had a lot of people come back and forth too.
No,
They
great.
were downtown.
Yeah,
and
we
they came
kept
here.
telling
We were
people there
promoting people
too.
to come down here
We
and-
said, hey, if you haven't seen Christmas trees, head on down. And there was enough warming stations along Talbot that they could walk and then head over here if they wanted. It really. There's what at the Railway Museum?
Yeah.
Yes, there's trees.
It's
You
Well,
wait
the chamber
pictures.
had a great event.
The
Going on
Chambers
down
warming
It did.
station was
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
incredible.
Some of
Upper
us were
Parquet.
working warming stations, and so we couldn't leave our own.
Yeah.
Right?
Someone was taking photos. We're not allowed
Uh,
to stop and hang out.
Including going to Caps Off after. Right?
Oh.
No, it was right. But Stephanie was out too, and we had a great time that night.
It was
And
so
all
good
the
to see her,
councillors
yeah.
were there serving hot chocolate and
I think
cookies.
every councillor came out.
At one point or the other, they were all there.
Yep.
Herbert spilled most of the hot chocolate, but he cleaned up good, so it was fun. Right? And singing Christmas carols. I mean, everybody knows the words, and it does not matter what your voice is like. Sing along and sing loud. I have yet to change my car over to Christmas carols. I usually wait till December 1st for that. Right?
So
But the odd one comes on.
Yeah.
You're into it.
Jess started playing them today, and then Lily, our daughter, was like, "No, I don't like it," which I'm okay with. Like I need a little more time. Like a week before Christmas, I can handle, but the whole month leading up,
I get
It's-
deep into it.
yeah.
We've been
early
setting
in
this up
December.
for 6 weeks now.
So your
I've
Christmas
been
is-
hearing this for 6 weeks.
Right.
I'm opposite. I'm done with the Christmas music.
Yeah,
6
and we
weeks
don't
worth.
have the music on tonight, but I'll tell you, it also adds to the feeling as you come through.
Yeah.
It truly
And the hot
does.
chocolate and Baileys too.
Yeah.
Oh,
that went over
100%.
well.
Okay.
That went over
Yes.
well.
Bradley Cliff says, "Are you judging the trees? DNO for most tow truck related tree, for example?"
I watched them setting up
It was
the
incredible,
DNO tree
yeah.
the other
Yeah.
day,
His-
and they had brought the little car.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they had bags and bags of Christmas decorations. I said, that didn't all come in the little car.
His wife did a great job
Yeah.
with that at the last minute.
Yeah.
So she did a great job. There's the giving tree back there too. So we're also accepting donations and toys that we're giving to charity. Right.
Well,
So
perfect.
Donations, toys.
if you want to
charity.
bring that, that's great. You want to bring
Yeah.
a donation at the front of the door.
Right. Well, you want to
That's great,
bring
too.
we want to bring food. We'll make sure the food bank gets it. You want
Correct.
to do anything you want, please.
Food Bank
please.
has a beautiful tree too.
Yeah.
And they do, and it's got craft dinner on it. It's
Yeah.
got stuff on it. I was really pleased to see it.
So
Totally.
we walked by the one tree OPR. Joe jumped because,
There's a person standing there, and I
Yeah.
thought, okay, somebody.
Sam is off to the side. He thought Sam was actually here, so kind of.
Yeah.
Oh. Shout out to more viewers: Shaw, Thompson, Suan, and Tan Park. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
And Scott Michael, also on the board,
Yeah.
is saying words really cannot describe it. It
No.
truly is a must for everyone to come out and experience. I knew what was going on, and the first time I went in, I was speechless and just in awe.
Right.
Check about the trees or me.
Well,
Well, yeah.
can I? Somebody's asked me, can I please address the elephant in the room? Am I Santa in the parade this year? No, I'll be walking in the front of the parade because it's about balance in our community. We need a really large man in the front of the parade and a large jolly man in the back of the parade too.
Right,
So
evens it all
you
out.
can keep guessing who the Santa is in the back of the Optimus parade. MP Vecchio makes us walk in the parade, but we're working on a little deal today to get the Kubota 4x4 from the fire hall to see if the mayor could ride in it instead. But, well, Councillor Herbert said he'd go with me if that was the case. So,
Yeah.
so we're working on that. But the elephant in the room, who is usually here when we're doing mayor's
know.
update at the mayor's office, we dressed him today in Joe Thornton's Olympic jersey. because we sent a little presentation down to San Jose this Saturday. The San Jose Sharks are retiring Joe Thornton's sweater and retiring. He's retiring, and we thought we would do a bit of this Saturday being Joe Thornton Day here in St. Thomas. So I put the hockey sweater on the stuffy elephant in my room, and we will be lighting jumbo in teal on this Saturday night.
Love it.
In the colors of the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah.
And so we were quite pleased to do that. And if we get a chance, we'll be putting parts of that proclamation on our St. Thomas website this week to show people. And hopefully those folks attending in San Jose realize how much St. Thomas loves its native son, Joe Thornton, too. The way more important, famous, and in better shape Joe from St. Thomas. So.
We got a shout out to Dorothy Shop. Thanks for joining us. And then Tan Park says, thank you. It's all about balance regarding your comments on the parade. Scott Noseworthy is asking, what hours to see the trees, Will?
So Fridays, it's from 5 to 10. It's on our website. On Saturdays, it's from 2 till 10 o'clock. And Sundays, it's from noon till 5.
Perfect.
Very good. Double check that on our website, knowing me.
Yep, website, Facebook.
Yep, Facebook, website. There's all over the place, but
With all of this, you would think it was 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah, and there's all kinds of different things.
Sorry.
There's a market going on one of the nights. Santa's here.
Oh, you're doing a market indoors?
There's a market Friday night. Yeah, that was crazy. There was an absolutely huge event here. Tables all over the place, vendors, small businesses.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I like about Christmas markets?
Yeah.
Goodies. There is Christmas cookies at many of the tables.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And because, we have to do civic things as the mayor, I'm kind of allowed to purchase cookies. I bought Smile cookies today too, so we probably should say that too. Where the Smile cookies are at Tim Hortons this week, and all the proceeds going to our food bank here in town. So you buy cookies for everybody at work tomorrow if you're a boss. If you're one of the employees, bring in cookies and make your boss pay for them. And otherwise, just enjoy the smiles. It's a lot going on, and in this time of year, we can help the food bank. It's a great thing.
And speaking of helping people, like sometimes Christmas is a less enjoyable time, or it's a sad time for some people. Dale Cummings is saying he loves the trees. Christmas time is hard for me. I lost both my brothers last year, 46 days apart. One brother just before Christmas, the other brother just after Christmas last year. So I think it's a reminder just to be kind to people at Christmas.
It is.
You never know what they're going through.
Right. And look, I think every one of us, certainly as we age, we have memories of Christmas. I just remember my mom playing the piano and us singing Christmas carols till we couldn't sing anymore. But as you can see, it's a good memory, and so we should have them, right? So Grayden's right. It's a time of year to love everybody and say thank you and say Merry Christmas. So it's great if we can do it.
Yeah. And Tan Park saying, as a retired City of London council member who now lives in St. Thomas, Mayor Joe, I'd be happy to drive you in my CF Moto side-by-side.
See, we always thought it was a great idea when we had those beautiful cars and convertibles and stuff in the parade to ride in.
Yeah.
And then we, for a number of years, we had a horse-drawn wagon that the mayor, the MP, and the MPP drove in, and that was always fun too. I went and retired as an MP, and Karen Vecchio became the MP, and since then has made us walk in the parade. Now, it's not a straight walk. It's still a pretty good walk for me, right? I'm much older than her. She's still, 23. But we zigzag. You're walking. We're walking up and down Talbot Street, but we're doing it sideways. We're going from one side to the other to say hi to people. By the time we're done walking the parade route, we've walked pretty much to Toronto. And I keep sharing with her. I get what you're doing. We're having fun, right?
The first year I tried to get photos of you guys, and I couldn't because you guys were running around.
So I was like,
they were there.
Go say hi to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, oh.
Stephanie would be happy with all the steps.
Oh, no. It's great. And my watch yells at me anyway. Get moving. You've been sitting too long, right?
Yeah. Thanks to Suzanne McGregor for joining us. All right. So we got to get to some city council stuff. We're going to run out of time here. We've got about 5 minutes left. You had a council meeting. What happened?
Oh, a council meeting. First of all, we declared this Saturday Joe Thornton Day. So that was a big council thing. We moved forward on the next steps for the water reclamation plant, the wastewater sewage plant, whatever we're calling it, in North St. Thomas. We've got to do it in order to get the rest of our industries and new housing developments wastewater. So we moved forward on that this week. We mostly we talked about benefit packages for our employees. We talked about once a year we've got to release the salaries of our council. So we did that, and there was a quick discussion. One of our councillors had earned $400 more than the rest,
just like randomly.
Yeah, we found it was a glitch, but we thought maybe he was
stayed late, special. Changed something in treasury, and then
so we did that. Of course, we're working hard on our next year's budget, and so we've had lots of conversation about where we are, what construction projects, what capital projects we'll look at next year. And you know what I've heard from more than a few of our citizens is, can we have a year with no construction? Now, we weren't as bad, but anybody who drives to London every day, it is like you can't cross London. And so we've been doing some very big projects on the Highbury side, the South Edwards side, all of the roundabouts there. Kane Street this year, we did a real large construction project there with a roundabout and in-ground sewers and stuff. 3rd Ave, just really over here, we had exactly the same thing. And we've got a couple of things we kind of have to do next year because every year there's assets we've got to improve. But we like to think if we're doing something north-south, don't do more than one road. If we're doing something east-west, don't do more than one road so that people can truly get around St. Thomas. And we're going to add a bunch more trails. That's really the big thought that we're looking at here as we grow our transportation master plan and our parks and rec master plan.
And the big question, city manager.
Did interviews today, interviewed 5 great candidates today. We'll be doing second interview with some of those in the coming weeks with all of council, and we should be able to make an offer to someone by the 1st of December. But like any job of this importance, we believe that we have to give the people who are hiring a great deal of notice to their employers. Some of them are currently still working. And so we wouldn't want anybody to do that to us. So we want to make sure that we give notice they're allowed to give notice. Certainly, we're using a acting city manager system. Some of our department heads are taking 2-week stints. It's Kevin Dealevik this week and next with me. And then it's Heather. So we're just kind of rotating through that. We think we'll be fine through Christmas with that level of city manager, and hopefully by the first or middle of January, we've got a brand new city manager here in the city of St. Thomas.
Wow,
it's good.
Hey, we do things right here, and there, again, I think over 80 resumes for this position.
80.
So it's tough to sort through. But what also makes the mayor smile is there's that many people who think St. Thomas is where they'd really like to come work. We're really showing all of Canada, and then we're from across Canada, and the States too. That we're a city to be reckoned with, and there's people who'd like to come here and work. So we're pretty pleased, and with the council we have, I can't blame them.
Right? Absolutely. Speaking of the council, Rose Gibson is promoting the sock swap.
Sock hop. Yes. At the senior center.
Yes.
And she does this great fundraiser every year. And it's not so much funds, although the ability to give is also there. But you can give socks, or you can give clothing items, or you can give... it's a sock hop, right? And it's with a twist, she calls it. And so great dance music, great fun, and great for our community and the giving spirit of Christmas. And you and I both know I said, you know why we call her Rose Gibson? Because the term Energizer Bunny is already taken. She is just everything.
Did you see her at Remembrance Day, how quickly she got around?
No.
This is incredible.
Nope. Go back. We're back
around.
Right? No, and the same thing at council. If we're looking for a volunteer, Rose says yes before we ask. If we're looking for something, from that we've done in past years, she says, let's resurrect that. Let's do it. We can do it. Come on, we can do it. Right? And yes is the answer, and she's the epitome of that. So, Rose, thank you for all you're doing, and your Christmas tree here is gorgeous.
Yeah, another event I want to mention is Illuminate. which is coming up December 1st at Faith Church. So
Right.
from 4 to 8 p.m. and it's another great lighting up event.
Yes.
Kyle has another Lego display there too.
Yes.
Which
Really?
is amazing. Yeah.
I didn't
And
know
he's
we could
bringing
have
that
more
here, too.
Lego
Yeah.
than
No,
he's got right here.
he's apparently got a garage full of Lego.
He does.
Ah.
And I said, boy, that takes a lot of Lego. Yeah. I said, how do you sort your Lego, by color or by? He said, nope, by shape. All the ones this size are in this box. All the ones this size are in this box, and then he knows as he's building. But
Yeah.
He's a good community man.
I said, the only thing you have to do is step in bare feet on a Lego before you don't allow them in the house anymore. But no, he's got lots of them. Right.
Oh, and I really want to give a shout. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, he also runs the coldest night of the year.
Yes,
He
does.
is a great
yeah,
guy. He's a
that's
great guy.
I was
That
with
Kyle.
him.
That's
Yeah,
Kyle.
That Kyle. I was with him at
Whoa.
the Youth for Christ dinner the other night at Faith Church, and sat with him and his family basically, and just to reminisce with him or to talk about the great things he does in our community. Very special.
Incredible amount of work he does.
Yeah.
Well, and he runs the youth protocol side of our housing and homelessness, and we don't get. The protocol is we, of course, try to put youth back with their family or with an associated family or something. But when we can't, the floor above at the YFC is where they get to spend the night while we look for what the next step is on their homelessness journey. So it's he does so much in our community too. So if you want to look up coldest night of the year, and I saw a tree over here that was coldest night of the year.
Yeah, they did.
And please help out YFC with and the youth groups that they run with that. So think of them at Christmas too.
Can I give one quick plug to something?
Yep.
It's kind of strange. I'm actually in a play at the United Church over on Elm Street out here at the end of the month. It's Cinderella, which they have a tree here.
Are you playing Cinderella?
I am not playing Cinderella, but I am playing a couple other parts.
Are you like the prince? Or?
I'm my wife's prince,
you
maybe,
just-
but that's it.
You're just a shoe
No,
salesman.
I'm not the frog either. No, the frog's not part of it.
That's
I am
different.
none of those, but
Cinderella is the shoe, right?
The
Yeah.
shoe, that's right.
So you're the shoe salesman in the Cinderella play.
Maybe
Yeah,
something.
okay.
Or the
good.
king?
Yeah.
The monarch?
No,
Oh.
I'm not the king either.
Oh.
No. Anyway,
Well, you have to go
one
to
of the
see.
wicked-
You got to go
one
to
of
see
the
the
wick-
show to find out what Will
That's right.
is.
That's right.
One of the wicked
Yeah.
stepsisters,
It's a good one.
obviously.
wow,
I guess that all by myself. I'm there for you. Yeah.
there is no Wendy's tree anymore. It's
No.
no longer here. It's gone.
I was like, I
It
thought
was
they
amazing.
couldn't burn. It burned.
There was a drive-through accident.
It's gone.
We went into the drive-through window.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay, sorry. Go on.
yeah.
no, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that was involved in Light Up Talbot as well.
Yeah,
Just an incredible crew
yeah.
there. Suzanne Ferris and her
Yes.
team for coming up with it.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Lynch for her work, and Sarah Noble on EDC, and Sean Dyke, and Mike
And if you
Kirkley,
didn't make it
Megan
downtown-
Pickersgill, really, Sarah Tourism. Yeah.
Right? If you didn't make it downtown, tough on you. Come next year.
Oh, 100%.
It's
You got to be there.
Another great Talbot Street event.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all on Santa's.
And as you
Yeah.
said, like, the board members for the DDB that were all there, and then the city councilors that were there.
Well,
all the
even those
businesses
that weren't
participated.
bored were there. No.
Yeah, and then
The
all
other
the
board.
organizations as well. And Will, you gave some shout outs there too, so we appreciate
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah.
appreciate the sharing.
Yep.
It's all part of the community. Let's get
Yeah.
out. Let's celebrate.
Look, we've been holding something big, one after the other, and we're sitting in one of the biggest you'll ever want to see. Please spend time this weekend, next weekend, or the weekend after, or the weekend after that. I think that's how many weekends there are till Christmas. Please come and see this. And I bet of the 1,500 people that were through here last year or last weekend, if they came again this weekend, they're bringing friends because you have to come see it. Come see it. And they will go through and find trees they didn't see last weekend. Like it is like, wow! I just walked through again and said, I didn't know they had a tree. I didn't, right? So I know that
totally.
that the same would happen to all. Bring family, bring friends, bring kids, and come see the greatest, the neatest event space in town. Trees holding up railway cars. It's really quite incredible, and
There's a lot.
Yeah,
It's just beautiful. And Annette from the Downtown Development Board as well.
Yes.
She helped a lot on the admin side, pulling everything together. She wasn't able to be there at Light Up Talbot because she had to go on vacation. But
she did a lot of work.
Did a lot of work to get it all
We're
ready.
proud of that whole group too, and the number of businesses that stayed open and worked through Light Up
It
Talbot
was twice as late
rewarding.
this year as last year. It was
Yeah.
incredible. And seeing them all filled
Yeah.
with people buying
Yeah.
stuff is just amazing. Okay. All right. Well, we're over our time here.
Oh no, Roger's
But,
going to cut us off.
We
what are they going to cut trees? No.
yeah. Just get the chainsaws.
Yeah.
But we'll open this up for us so we could come in here, have the show live from the ECRM. All these trees here. Check out their Facebook page because you can see all the pictures from all the different people they've shared out on the ECRM, the Elgin County Railway Museum Facebook page. They've shared out what everyone has shared, so you can get an idea. Still doesn't do it justice.
No.
One last shout out.
Yep.
None of this really happens. The staff are amazing, but it's the volunteers that keep this building open day after day after day. They're the unsung heroes from behind.
All the events in this community, but this place in particular is really driven by the volunteers that are here to help.
Yeah. So. And everybody that comes in who hasn't been here, they're like, well, how did I not know about this? And it's still happening.
No,
somehow.
Clearly, and that's what Will and I were talking about. You know, they'll come to see the Christmas trees now and go, hey, there's trains in here.
That's right.
So perfect.
Or one of our events.
It's what we want.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that's our time for this evening,
you all
folks.
already.
We're going to run off, but enjoy the Christmas holiday season. I'm sure we'll see you in and about St. Thomas, probably here or downtown St. Thomas. Downtown Santa's coming soon too, so buy all your
Don't forget
gifts
your
for
shopping downtown.
Yep. So take care. We'll see you next